Hey there, it's your girl Yalanda Yo Win Winston, your commercial real estate partner, advisor, and negotiator. So welcome to Transparent Tuesday. This month we are going to discuss what I learned most about myself and my biggest takeaway from Man's Search for Meaning. So I'm reading this book with my team at EXP as always, so shameless plug. If you're an agent and you're looking for an amazing brokerage to join, and you're interested in what EXP has to offer, please email me at yo@yowinrealty.com. So transparent, before we get into this video, I'm at Fractal Brewing Project. If you guys are tired of seeing me at Fractal Brewing Project, bring me a buyer. So let's just be transparent about that. So back to the story at hand. This month, my team, we read Man's Search for Meaning, and it was written by Viktor Frankl. So Victor was a psychiatrist, a neurologist, and a Holocaust survivor. So this book addresses the question, what is the meaning of life? Why am I here? You know, that is a question that all humans struggle with. I remember in the early 2000s, you had all the chicken noodle soup. I remember having the chicken noodle soup for the soul, just trying to understand my purpose. And even then, I realized that the purpose is, to live and to do things according and in God's eyes, just to be a good human, to be a good Christian, whatever religion you happen to, practice, just being a good person and loving on others. So why are we here? So Frankl believed the meaning of life was about work, love, and courage. So back to the whole love thing. So according to him, life has meaning if you have significant work, the willingness to care for others, and the ability to find courage in the most difficult circumstances. So this book was written 1945. He was in the concentration camp. So I had a difficult time processing this book and how it relates to me just because of, the time of when it was happening. It was difficult for me to relate my story to somebody that survived the Holocaust. Like, it really made me feel like my problems were so small, and they really are in relation to what he was talking about. So he believed that life had meaning even in the worst circumstances. So just imagine being in a concentration camp. I did. And that, I think, is what made it a little difficult for me to read, is that I did put myself in his shoes. I was able to envision the story, and partly because I lived in Germany, I'm aware of, like most people, aware of what happened, but I was actually able to see things. We visited Dachau concentration camp, so when he talked about Dachau, I had a visual in my mind. I had a visual of what the crematory looked like. So this was a difficult book. It was a difficult read for me at the beginning because it's all about just giving that history. So I forgot to mention, if you've read the book, drop some purple hearts in the comments and let me know what was the biggest takeaway for you in this book. So Frankl introduced the concept of a logotherapy, which is where a person discovers what's most important to them and what motivates them to live their life to the fullest. So the way his motto was, the way we react to circumstances will either enslave us or free us. So it's all about the power of the mind. What you focus on and your circumstances, it'll either enslave you, you will be a slave to that thought or that circumstance, or you will be able to be free regardless of the circumstance. He believed that we had control over how we feel and how we respond. And in this book, he showed time and time, he showed various scenarios, how this played out. He talked about how the prisoners or the people that were in these camps, how those that had given up on life, how it really wore them down and deteriorated them physically, how it expedited their death. So it goes back, for me, it went back to a lot of the things that I've learned, but it hits different. Y'all gonna hear me say that a lot. I've said it a lot. It hits different. These lessons and things hit me different now. So the biggest takeaway for me in this book, Man's Search for Meaning, was that I am just too damn focused on my problems. I am allowing my circumstances to dictate how I think and not the other way around. What I realized is, first of all, the word integrity. I use integrity in regards to the modern definition of it, which, we think of integrity, or what I taught Jada integrity was doing the right thing regardless. No matter who's looking, who's around, just always doing the right thing. But when we dove into it a little bit further and looked at the original meaning, it means wholeness. So, when I think about integrity, it makes me realize that according to that definition, I am not whole. I am allowing my circumstances to dictate how I think and how I respond. And that ends now. So, even through this book, before this book, I caught myself with the negative talk. But this book really helped me put things in perspective, because he gave some real examples behind how if you are hyper focused or you're hyper attention, how if you're doing these things out of fear, if you're focused on whatever your fear is, you're going to manifest that fear. But the opposite, goes with me thinking about my goals. I can't focus on the goal, because then you prevent it from happening. Instead of focusing on the goal, I have to focus on the process, and the goal will happen. So I learned a lot in regards to just how that train of thought works, and I had a physical reference. Like I said, I've heard these things before. I've been able to implement them a little bit here and a little bit there. But what I was able to implement and take out of this book really has taken my mental health and my growth, my mental mindset growth tremendously forward. There's so many things. I have too many examples that I'm ashamed of. But what I can say is, when I am addressing situations or I'm thinking about things, I definitely think of it twofold. Like I've even mentioned to people, like, you can give the same message. You can say the same thing and use positive words or negative words. I've always known that. I've always, had that concept, that idea. But I didn't live it with what I'm telling my mind. So yeah, I just want to say, you guys, if you have not read this book, please read it. Read it. Listen to it. So yeah, I'm a new person. I'm a different person. I'm changing, and I'm just so appreciative. So that is my Transparent Tuesday. What I took most out of the book, what I learned most about myself, is that I am just too focused on the negative things in my life. And what the change that I made is, I think about that negative thing, I let it pass. Don't assign it anything, just let it go, and replace it. Replace. I cannot make myself just forget things, but I can replace and learn new ways of training my mind. So drop down in the comments if you've read the book. Like I said, put 3 purple hearts. Put some purple hearts. Let me know you're rocking with my purple. And I would love to hear from you guys. So I'm Yalanda Yo Win Winston, your commercial real estate partner, advisor, and negotiator. That is the end of Transparent Tuesday. I'll see you guys next month. So next month, we are reading Radical Leap. So like I said at the beginning, if you are looking for a team to grow with in your commercial endeavors, email me at yo@yowinrealty.com. See you guys in the streets. Bye.